There's a new trending UI animation style that top 1% of editors are using in their projects. And if you have this style in your client work or portfolio, it's gonna level up your whole game. So that's why I will show you how to make this premium looking UI animation. First of all, I will create a new composition of 1920 by 1080. After this, I will create a new solid layer. And I will go in this effect panel and search for the grid. Now apply this grid effect like so, and just decrease its border to maybe 1% or 0.5. And now you can just alter this anchor section here to increase the width and the height of these boxes. Just copy my settings. Now after finalizing this grid, I will just log this layer and I will create a new shape layer and create a box just like this. And now I will just double click on this anchor option to center this anchor point. Now I will resize this box inside this grid that I have. So now what you can do after finalizing this shape layer, you can just duplicate this rectangle by pressing the Ctrl D on the keyboard and open this transform section of this specific rectangle or box and just reposition it in the other box. Now what I will do, I will just speed up this process and you can just follow me. You can do it multiple times. After doing all of this, I will just unlock this solid layer and put 0.5 in the border section and give it a red color. Now I will just decrease its opacity to maybe 40% and now create a new shape layer just like so. And now you can go in the rectangle section here, open this rectangle path and increase the roundness to maybe 170%. Now you can align this shape layer in the center, double click on this part so that it centers the anchor point. So after this you can give the gradient to the fill a linear gradient. This black on the one side and the gray on the other side. Now you can repeat the same process, give this linear gradient to the stroke also. Make sure you give these colors like gray in the one end and the black, dark black on the other end in the both fill and stroke. So after this you can select this layer and press S on the keyboard. Now click here to unlink the scale. Now give a keyframe, move it further. Now put 0 here in the width. Now press this button in the motion tools plugin and now only just ease the first keyframe. Now what you can do, you can select this shape layer and make sure you select the mask over here. And after this, create a mask while selecting this shape layer and increase the feather of it just like so. And now you can just close this panel and just duplicate this shape layer again. Now delete this mask and you can put another mask. Make sure you select this mask over here just like this. Now you can create another mask here and also increase its feather. Just like this. You can just readjust it, it's totally your own preference. Now create a circle just like this. New shape layer, a circle, and you can just turn off the fill and stroke, or sorry, turn off this gradient and stroke. Now search for the Gaussian blur in the effects presets and apply this Gaussian blur to your circle and increase it to maybe 173, or maybe increase it to 255, just like this, and put it over here and select alpha med over this solid. So now you can see we have only this grid is visible through this circle that we have. After this, I will just readjust this mask of this shape layer. It's actually totally your own preference. I like it that way. You can just do it how you like it. After this, I will create a new stroke shape layer and turn this fill off and give it a stroke of red color and maybe increase its stroke. After this, open this panel, go to content, shape, stroke, and now in the line cap select a round cap over here. After this, what you can do, you can just increase it to stroke to 5 and duplicate this shape layer, I think, just like this. And now select the anchor point tool, anchor selection tool, and just center the anchor point of this selected shape layer, the specific shape layer, in the center of this stroke, just like so. And now what you can do, you can just rotate this specific stroke that we selected in 90 degree to make a plus icon over here. Now we have this plus thing, we can just increase its stroke according to our liking. After this, I will just decrease its size to maybe 45 or 48%. Now what you can do, you have to align this plus icon by pressing this button over here and just reposition it in the left corner of the shape layer. After this, give a keyframes in the scale and rotation. Now press U, move these keyframes further in the timeline, just like so, and now you can put 0 in the scale and just change the rotation. Now you can select these keyframes which are further in the timeline and press this button in the plugin, and now select these keyframes, press F9 to just ease them. Now you can move these keyframes further in the timeline, or just this layer further in the timeline. Okay, it's looking great. Now you can just lock all of these layers and create another stroke. Just copy me. You can repeat the same process of going in the shape layer, stroke, and select a line, a round cap in the line cap over here. And now you can just center this anchor point by double clicking this anchor selection tool and reposition this stroke here. Now what you can do, you can select this layer and turn it to 3D, and now give keyframes in the in this position and orientation. Move this playhead further in the timeline. Now you can move this, reposition it backward. Now give a keyframe over here. Now you can move this playhead in the start of the timeline, and now just you can give keyframes in the orientation. You can just follow me here. Now select these keyframes. Now select these keyframes and press this button in the plugin, and now select this one and press F9. Now we have this kind of animation over here. Now select these keyframes and go to this graph editing mode. And now what you can do, you can just move this shape layer to give a new keyframe. Just move it over here. And now we have these two keyframes. Now select this keyframe and press F9 on the keyboard to easy ease. And now select this keyframe and just move this up a little bit. And now move this up a little bit also. And make sure you align these both two keyframes. Now select this keyframe and move it further in the timeline, just like so, and also move it a little bit up so to straight this line. And we have this kind of graph over here. You can now exit back from this mode and click on this keyframe by pressing the Control. Now come here again and select this keyframe. And now what you can do, you can just move this handle, select this keyframe and move this handle left a little bit so that you will have this kind of animation. Now after this we have to give another keyframe, so just move this shape layer just like here so that you have another keyframe. Now what you can do, you can select this keyframe and press this button and the plugin so that it makes this kind of graph over here. Now we have this kind of animation. Now you can just move this further in the timeline, this keyframe, and also move this a little bit down to align with the other keyframe. Now we have this animation. If I play it from the beginning, it will look like just like this. Now after this you can just decrease its size maybe to 65% of scale. And now what I will do, I will create a light. So for light I will first of all create a new shape layer. So you have to create a new shape layer just like this. Just follow me over here. Now you can just readjust these anchor points, these corners. You can change also the color if you want. After this, toggle this and turn this layer into 3D. Now I will create another shape layer. First of all, I will just select all of these layers, turn them brown and hide these layers for now. Hide these layers. Now I will create another shape layer here to give a light to it. So I will just give it a white color and I will search for the deep glow too and apply it on it. After this we have to go in the tint section and select a monocolor and select here soft light in the blending mode. After this you can increase the exposure of it if you want. So we have this kind of light over here. After this, just put beneath this shape layer that we just created. Now select alpha mate over here. Now we have this light. After this I will just select first of all I will just reposition it to my liking over here. After this you can select both layers. I have to apply a Gaussian blur to this layer. Increase Gaussian blur to maybe 85-83%. Yeah, it's looking good. So what you can do, select both of these layers and just duplicate them. Now we have same two layers. So after this you can decrease the increase the exposure of this beneath one and turn its fill to red, and maybe you can increase the radius of it. Now we have these two versions of light, one with a soft light and a little bit white color, and the beneath one is the full red color. You can just copy my settings here. Now if I decrease this blurriness of the upper shape layer, upper light, you can see it's looking quite nice. I have this particle green screen over here. You can just download it from the YouTube you can get. So I will just decrease its size of it and apply the key light effect, key light 1.2, and select this green color to exclude all the green and just scale it a little bit more down, just like so. You can just reposition it over here and duplicate this shape layer, put it over to this layer and select alpha matte over in this green screen there. Now we have this animation or this light effect over here. So after this, what I will do, I will just select all of these layers and pre-comp them. Right click and pre-comp them, create a right light here, so we have this light pre-composition. After this, I will just parent this light to this shape layer that we have, and I will turn this layer into 3D. I will give a keyframe and the opacity from 0 to 100 and just select this shape layer and just select the shape layer, press U, and now move these keyframes of opacity over here. Now if I play this animation, it will look like this. Now after this, go in the light composition here and select this shape layer and increase its blurriness maybe to 100 up, 100 plus, and after this you can select this one also and increase the blurriness. You can also duplicate this layer to increase the particle intensity, and I will just increase this shape layer, expand this like this. After this, I will select this one and increase the exposure of this layer and increase also its radius maybe. Move this a little bit backward. And I will just expand this shape layer. It's totally your own preference. You can do whatever you want here. Now I will come back in this composition in the comp 1 and I will create a mask while selecting this light layer, light composition just from here, and I will just close this mask to make a sharp edge in the starting. Now you can see it's looking quite nice. So what I will do next, I will just open this mask and increase this edge feeder to maybe 28%. Yeah, it's looking quite nice now. I'll just delete these anchor points so that it shapes perfectly like a triangle. Okay, now I will create a text layer and I will write create brand intelligence. You can write whatever you want here and increase the size of it and place it over here. Increase the size. I'm using the Poppins font, light version of the Poppins font. You can download it from the internet. Now create a shape layer just like so, and after this you can parent this layer, this shape layer to, first of all you have to select the alphabet over here. So now you can see this thing. Now place your playhead over here, just right here when this stroke touch this text, and just parent this, move this shape layer just like this here. Now what you can do, you can parent this shape layer to the shape layer 9 that we have, so it will create this kind of animation. Now come here and just duplicate this text to, and move this text layer right here and cut these both layers like this. Now we have this animation. Now if we play this from the beginning, it will look like this. It's looking cool. Now unhide these all layers and turn all these layers into 3D and create a new camera. Make sure you create 2 nodes camera. Press OK. Now create a new null and turn this null into 3D and parent this camera to this null. After this, you can give keyframes to the position and orientation. Press U, and now what you can do, you can just move this playhead further in the timeline and change the Z position, Z axis of position of this null to zoom it a little bit. And now you can also put keyframes in the X and Y orientation. You can just angle it slightly. That's okay. So you have to keep this shape layer in the mid of this section, or this composition in the middle. You can just follow me here. Now after doing all of this, you can select these keyframes. Actually, I have to move it a little bit down. Now you select these keyframes, press this button. Now select these keyframes, press F9 on the keyboard, move these keyframes further in the timeline like this, and you can, and if you play, you will have this kind of animation. You can, it's totally your own preference, you can angle it how. Okay, so we have a problem over here. Or all objects are colliding with this light. I will select all of these brown layers and change the Z axis, push them a little bit backward, and I'll just hide all these layers. Now if I play this animation, it will look like this. Okay, so far so good. So I will just duplicate this null, turn off all these keyframes, parent this null to this new one, move this layer over here, and now give keyframes. Now you can move this playhead here and change the Z position, and also put just follow me here in the orientation. Just change a little bit angle of this, and make sure you keep this shape layer or this text in the center of the composition. Now select these keyframes, press this button, now select these and press F9 on the keyboard, and just move these keyframes further in the timeline, like so. Okay, we have this kind of animation. We can just select this shape layer and press U, so now we have these keyframes, and according to these keyframes I can align the upper keyframes of the null that we just duplicated. So here I can just reposition this thing. Actually, it's totally your own preference. Now I'll just select these and adjust it. Yeah, it's looking cool. After this, select this one, duplicate this, and delete these keyframes. Move this layer here and parent this one layer to the null that we just duplicated. Give a keyframes here. Move this playhead further in the timeline, and now you can give new animation or new keyframes in the orientation and position. Just follow my settings over here. Just change the Z position of it, and also give some Z rotation also, just like this. Select these keyframes, press this button on the plugin, select these and press F9 on the keyboard, and if you play, it will look like this. If we play the whole, so you can just adjust this one. We have to actually move these keyframes according to the cursor. This is the light cursor. No, just like this. It's looking good, okay. Okay, we have this animation up and running. So after this, what I will do, I will create a new composition, main comp, call it a main comp of 1920 by 1080, and place this comp one over here, create a new adjustment layer, go here in the effects panel and search for hue saturation, and increase the master saturation to maybe 21. I think it's too much, so we have to go with 19 maybe. Okay, it's looking good. So there's a last thing which is remaining, so I will go here and select the shape layer and search for the light sweep, CC light sweep effect. I'll just apply this effect over here and place this center here and give a keyframe from the effects panel, and now select this layer, press U on the keyboard, and now move this playhead further in the timeline and just also move this center here. It will automatically place this keyframe. After this, you can just readjust these keyframes, just like this. So now we have this light sweep effect. I will play this whole animation in the main composition. Yeah, it's looking good. Now if I play this whole animation like this,